Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Kim Titla. I'm a member of the San Carlos Apache tribe, and I'm very honored to be here with you this evening. I serve as Executive Director for United National Indian Tribal Youth. And before we get started, I'm going to shamelessly plug a couple of Unity events coming up. First of all, in April, we're going to have our mid-year conference, which will be virtual. We're teaming up with the National Museum of the American Indian this year. So please mark your calendars for April 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. You'll find more information on our website at unityinc.org. We also have our national conference coming up. Our mid-year is going to be virtual, but our national conference is going to be in person in Dallas, Texas, and that will be by limited attendance. And you can find out more information again on our website at unityinc.org. But I'm here to primarily on behalf of the Unity organization, welcome all of you to this collaborative presentation from several scholarship foundations, including the Cobell Scholarships, the American Indian Science and Engineering Society, the American Indian Graduate Center, and the American Indian College Fund. Unity is happy to be the host of this event. This evening, you'll be able to learn more about what these organizations have to offer and in terms of scholarships and how to apply. We want to thank all of you for being here. I hope you have your pens and papers ready to take notes. We want all of you to succeed. And so please be prepared to get some valuable information. We have collected emails, and so we'll be sending out information as well. But again, we're just going to go ahead and kick it off. And I'm going to turn this over to David Bledsoe with the American Indian College Fund.
Thank you, Mary Kim. I just want to welcome everybody and to this second year that we're doing the Scholarship Forum, and thank you, Unity, and all of our other partners. I'm going to share my screen so you can see what I'm seeing. And we're going to have an interactive portion for this. So if you look at the top, you'll see a little menti.com URL. You can use that to react and to interact with us during this portion. The American Indian College Fund, we've been around for over 30 years providing scholarships to Native students, and our main scholarship program is the Full Circle Scholarship. That's actually the application opened for that on February 1st, so earlier this month, and will be open through May 31st. And it's open that time period every year for the next educational year. So for 21-22 school year, that is what you'll be seeing, or that's what we'll be talking about today. So just to start off, it's just a couple of those details. As I mentioned, the application opens February 1st. The deadline is May 31st, and the main scholarship, the URL that you'll go to is collegefund.org/scholarships. And some of our team will be typing in some of these links into the chat. So if you want to directly click on them, you can, or else we'll be sending out this presentation to all the people that attended today and registered so they can have this information as well. So if you miss anything, don't worry about it. It'll be coming up again. So as our first question is, how many scholarships actually make up the Full Circle Scholarship? So if you guys want to respond real quick, we've got options are 20, 50, or more than 100. How many total scholarships do you think are actually included in the Full Circle Scholarship? So it looks like 100 plus is ahead. Got a few more people responding. People going up to 50, 50s. I got one for 20. I'll go ahead and let you guys know, actually, our scholarship is made up of more than 100 scholarship opportunities. So basically, when you're applying for it, you're applying for a lot of different opportunities, and we're going to match you with the best opportunity that's for you. That could be something with Coca-Cola, it could be something with Disney, it could be something with Reboot, which is a technology firm, Ford. There's so many different opportunities that are available, and some of those are specifically for students in specific states. Some may just be for men or women. There's a lot of different opportunities, and I'm going to reference back to this because this is why it's so important that we get the best information from you when you're doing your application so that we can match you with the best opportunity. Now, I did want to give you a summary of our awards from last year, not from this current year, but from last year. We awarded more than $9 million to almost 4,000 students, and that's just for 1 year. So there's a lot of different opportunities, and we'll talk a little bit about this, but I'm also going to talk about the application and what the eligibility is and how you can apply. So here's another question for you. Test your full circle knowledge on eligibility. Now, only one of these is completely true. So some of them are half true. So if you think you must be an enrolled tribal member, you could vote for that. If you think you must have a 2.0 GPA, vote for that. And if you must attend a tribal college, vote for that. If you think one of those is 100% true, place a vote for that. I'll give you a couple of seconds here. And some of you may have inside knowledge, and I'm sure we have some of our past scholars that are on this event, so they may be have a little bit of an inside track, but I'll share with you right now what those eligibility requirements are. So this is a picture of our scholarships page. You must be a US citizen. You must be a tribal member or descendant. That's the trick question for the first one. So you don't have to be an enrolled tribal member, but you must be a tribal member or a descendant, and that's going back to grandparents. So if you have a grandparent who is a tribal member, you can still qualify through them. Also, they must be a member, or you must be a member of a state or federally recognized tribe. You must have a 2.0 GPA. That was the one that was 100% correct, all of you who were in the middle there. And you must be a full-time student. We only award to full-time students. One last thing that I'll mention that a lot of people think is a requirement for us is a financial need. We actually do not require financial need for you to apply. So you don't have to provide any FAFSA information or information from your school that shows that you need financial need. These are the basic requirements. And as long as you meet those, you can apply during this time that we have open now. Now, another thing I will highly advise you to do, if you looked on that little screenshot of the scholarships page, we have an application walkthrough video, and it's actually on that page. I would go through this first before you do anything. This takes you through, shows you some of the different screenshots and things of our website, and tells you what you need. Again, this is kind of the basic information education. Just walk through this. It's less than 5 minutes, and that will give you your basic information. Then once you actually log onto our system, you'll see this kind of login page. Now, if you've applied before, all you have to do is click that, little forgot username or password if you don't remember it. But if not, you'll have to set up just a basic profile, and that gives you, us that main information that we need just to get you started. Now, once you actually get into the application, it's a little more complicated. And what will happen is once you've set up your profile, depending on your tribes that you enter, what year you are, all those types of things, it'll tell you which scholarships you are eligible for. And you can just click on that one. If you click on the full circle, it'll take you into there. You'll answer the basic questions that you would pretty much with every scholarship application, GPA, school that you're attending, school that you're going to attend, extracurriculars, all those types of things. But the thing that I want to focus on really quick is our short answer questions. And you can see those 3 questions right there. What challenges have you overcome to attend college? What are your educational and career goals, and how will this scholarship help you achieve them? And how will completing your education impact the Native American community? Now, this is the point where we want you to give us as much information about you, your experience, your journey, your goals, the things that you want to accomplish. Like I said, this is also where we'll get some information that will connect you with some of the scholarship opportunities. So we want you to share your unique story and goals. We want you to give us as much information as possible. If you're just writing 1 or 2 sentences in here, that's going to have a big negative impact on your scholarship score when we have our readers go through this. And this is read by Native and higher ed professionals, a lot of people who are familiar with you and the work that you're doing. You want to answer the questions clearly and compellingly. You want to give us, like I said, that background information, the things that have informed your decision. Is there a reason that you're seeking the degree that you're seeking? Is there something that happened in your life? Is there something that you really want to accomplish with the degree that you're getting? And you want to focus on descriptive language and ideas, and of course, technical. So even though it's not a big part of your scholarship points, you do want to run it through, spell check, maybe have somebody look at it before you actually put it into your application. And the best thing to do is to take these 3 questions, like I said, they're also mentioned in that walkthrough application video, and get this done before you even go into the application to fill out your application. Get this all done, have it in your Word document or your Google Doc, and just copy and paste it when you're ready to actually apply. Because once you've applied, once you've sent in your application, you cannot go back in and change it. The only exceptions that we make is if your school plans change. Let's say you were going to go to Montana State University and you're going to end up going someplace else. You could call us and we could update that information. But that's the only thing that could possibly be changed once you've filled out your application. So we also have application tips and FAQ pages that you can look at. I would advise that you go through those as well. Those can give you some tips. And I'm going to talk to you about a couple of other specific additional opportunities that we have in addition to kind of those grander full circle opportunities. So we have scholarships for tribal colleges. And basically, if you're not familiar with the tribal college system, these are accredited institutions that offer vocational bachelor's and graduate degrees. They have class offerings that are basically infused with traditional knowledge, and they offer specific course loads and things of that nature that may be up in additional to what would be a traditional college curriculum. And also they have fantastic, what we would call familiar, treating you like family support as a student. We have so many students that will start their educational journey in a tribal college and then go on to a 4-year or a graduate program, or they'll seek out really strong programs that exist in some of the tribal colleges that we work with. So basically, there's additional scholarship opportunities if you decide to go to a tribal college. So with us, you can get actually 2 different scholarships if you were to attend those. So be sure to go to our website and check out the tribal colleges that we support. There's 35 accredited institutions, which are fantastic. There's additional opportunities. Another new opportunity that we have is the Great Oak Future Leaders Scholarship. And this is just for California tribal members. There is up to $20,000 available per year for a student. So it's a very large award. You can receive supports for traditional college degrees and vocational technical certificates. And it's the same application that you're filling out for the full circle. Basically, if you are a member of one of those eligible tribes, you will automatically be considered for this. So you can go to that website that's there, and our staff will be putting that in the chat as well, collegefund.org/California. You can view a list of the eligible tribes. Most tribes are eligible, and that is a fantastic new opportunity that's just over a year old that you can apply for this year. Now, do you think that's the end? Do you think that's all that we offer? How many of you think that the College Fund just offers scholarships and that's it? Is there anybody that thinks that? Or are you bored already? So we're in the home stretch here. I just want to highlight a few other opportunities specifically that both our scholars and the students that we work with are supported by. So within our student support, many of our scholarships that we offer have additional supports to them. Some of them have coaching included. Some of them include convention registrations. Some of them have opportunities for grants and things of that nature. So if you're applying for a full circle, you may be matched with a scholarship that has additional supports. We also have opportunities for internship placement and career readiness planning resources. Some of those are available to all students. Like I said, conference and event opportunities. There's a lot of things where we have donors and funders of ours, like Disney per se, that will come to us and they'll say, we're going to offer a native television and film writing workshop only for your scholars. And what we'll do is we'll reach out to the scholars that we have and see if they want to attend. And then, of course, scholars can apply for our College Fund Student Ambassador Program, which is a really fantastic leadership and representation program. We only select about 10 or 12 students every year, but that's another opportunity that you would have as a scholar. Couple last things I want to mention, just because they're great resources for any student, regardless of whether you get our scholarships or not. We have monthly newsletters that we send out. You can go to collegefund.org/stay-connected. There are 2 scholarships, 2 newsletters that you can sign up for, and those come out every month. They highlight our opportunities, but we share a lot of other opportunities, including all of our partners who are on this event tonight: Cobell, AIGC, AISES. Any of those things that are available from them, we highlight those as well, because we want to connect you with as many opportunities. We know that our scholarship may not completely fund your education. We want to make sure that you're prepared. Another thing, be sure to follow us on our social media channels, because those same things that go in the newsletters, opportunities that we find out about, and our events that we have, we post all of those. So at Native Pathways on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, you can find basically daily, new opportunities, links, things of that nature, and all the events that we offer, a lot that are similar to this event at collegefund.org/Native Pathways. And that's a place where you can sign up for any of those events for free. So I want to thank all of you for your time. I think I've gone over. Just remember to go to collegefund.org to apply for the scholarships before May 31st. And I'm going to hand it off to our next presenter. Thank you so much for your time.
Good evening, everyone. AISES Nagan, Agaleheli, Georgia Lugis, na Oleg Dawato, Galiskanti, Dr. Corey Still Dawaton, American Indian Graduate Center, Dagawistan. No. Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to be able to sit here and share space with all of you. My name is Dr. Corey Still. I am the Director of Scholarship Operations for the American Indian Graduate Center based out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I'm also a Unity alumni, so I'm really glad to be able to sit here and engage with all the Unity family, as well as all of our partners, to provide this information for you all. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. And so I just really wanted to provide a little bit of space to kind of talk about American Indian Graduate Center and who we are and what we do. So American Indian Graduate Center and American Indian Graduate Center scholars are one of the oldest, largest scholarship providers for American Indians and Alaska Natives in the United States. So we've actually been doing this for over 50 years. Our organization was founded in the 1960s, the late 1960s, and we actually began giving scholarships out to Native graduate students in the early 1970s. And since our inception, we've actually been able to award over $350 million in direct scholarship aid and academic support. So that means we have a vast network of over 16,000 Native students, and we've helped empower them to pursue undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees. So I know, a lot of times the first question I get is, our name is American Indian Graduate Center. Do you all only fund graduate students? No, we fund both undergrad and graduate students. And so, like I said, on a yearly basis, we fund anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 students a year for scholarships ranging anywhere from $1,000 to $30,000. And so our scholars come from not just the Southwest portion. We fund scholars with over 500 tribes in all 50 states. So before I jump into our scholarship piece, I wanted to kind of talk about our student resources that we have. So if you go to aigcs.org/students, this will take you to our student resource page. And for all of my high school students that are on here, my high school seniors, even my early undergraduate, this is a really great resource for you. As you go through here, you'll be able to click on different things like preparing for college, affording college, college life, beyond college, and then right now we have a section called College During COVID-19. And each one of these sections really do provide a different space and a different knowledge base to help you kind of navigate that college career. So like, for instance, preparing for college, when you click onto this screen, it'll take you to a lot of different videos and questions in regards to, how do you choose the right college? With American Indian Graduate Center, we fund all different types of institutions, whether it's a tribal college, community college, a regional institution, whether it's going to be Ivy League, flagship state, we have students who attend all different institutions. And then as we go through, I will also be making sure to put all these links into the chat. And so you'll be able to access those. You'll also kind of get, where do I start? What is it like applying for colleges? What are some of the things that I need to think about when applying for college? Under Affording College, we really break down financial aid. There's a lot of things in financial aid that can sometimes confuse students. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit that. I'm a first generation college student. I didn't know what things like a COA or a cost of attendance was, or an EFC, or the estimated family contribution. And so when I was journeying through my undergraduate degree, there was a lot of these acronyms that were thrown at me. I didn't know what they meant. And so we've broke these down to kind of help you understand and help you kind of guide you through applying through FAFSA, applying for scholarships, applying for all different types of financial aid, both within your institution and outside of your institution. Under the college life, our team has gathered different best practices from, what are things that you're going to need to moving into the dorms, like transitioning to college life, transitioning to living in the dorms, getting involved on campus, getting involved in leadership experience and research experience and study abroad. So we have all different sections in there. And also we have sections in there that talk about thriving versus surviving in college, and making sure that we try to prepare you as best we can to really thrive in your new environments. We also have some links in there that help and talk about mental health and physical well-being to make sure that you're staying balanced. In the Beyond College section, this is more geared to our graduate students and to our college seniors and juniors. We have internship opportunities up there. Much like College Fund, we work with a lot of different partners across the United States. So we have internship opportunities. We have career opportunities for when you graduate. We also have a whole section over if you're wanting and preparing to go to graduate school, what's that process like, as well as section for parents and educators. So if you're a parent listening or you're an educator listening, we have a section that will kind of help you kind of gear your student to higher ed. And then our college during COVID-19, that's really kind of best practices and things like that to help you transition and get used to taking college courses during COVID. So I would definitely encourage all of our students to go and look through this site. So what we're really here for, like I said before, we fund both undergraduate and graduate students. So I've just listed a few of our undergraduate opportunities and a few of our graduate opportunities here in the next slide. But some of them you'll see the names on both sides. That means that those programs fund both undergrad and grad. So for instance, as our Accenture Native American Scholarship, that is a scholarship that's geared specifically for incoming freshmen who are going into the business fields. Our American Indian Business Leader Scholarship, this is a scholarship that we've partnered with one of our partner organizations to provide scholarships for their students. Our BIE Science Postgraduate Scholarship Fund, this is a fund that focuses solely on STEM students. If you're studying in STEM, whether you're an undergrad or graduate student, you're eligible for these funds. All of the descriptions for our programs can be found both on our website and in our scholarship management page. So, we basically take the opinion, whatever degree you're going to study for, we probably have a scholarship that will fund you. Actually, I guarantee we probably have a scholarship that you will fit, that we can fund you with. For our graduate students, I've seen in the question a lot about the graduate students. We have a very extensive list of graduate opportunities. So again, you'll see our special higher education program, our BIE loan for service, and then we have a number of what we call our named graduate scholarships. And again, these will go, are very specific. Luckily for these and our applications, you'll see an AIGC named scholarship application. Once you fill that out, similar to College Fund, that will actually put you in a pool for a number of these different scholarship programs. And then so where we go to find these, you can find these at our main website, which is aigcs.org. Again, I'll put all these links in the chat when I'm done. But if you go to our main website and to our main landing page, you'll scroll about halfway down and you'll see these three boxes. When you hit register and apply, it will take you to our scholarship application system. That's where you'll go fill out your information and begin to fill out your different applications. Most of our applications will require a tribal eligibility certificate, a financial needs verification form, and either one or two recommenders. If you've applied with us in the past, you will know that before we had paper forms for our tribal eligibility certificates and financial need forms. All those are digital this year. So make sure if you have questions, I'll have my contact information at the end. Please feel free to reach out. But all of our new documents and things like that are found in our new system. So the important scholarship dates. So our scholarships are set up to fund for an entire academic year. So our scholarships are open right now. So what that means is that if you are going to college in the fall, you need to apply now. If you're going to wait to start college in the spring, you need to apply now. If you're going to wait to start college next summer, you need to apply now. Regardless of when your start date is, our application, these are our application due dates, and we fund for the entire year. So let's say you get a scholarship program, but you're not going to start school until spring. So what we would do is basically say, okay, so we will only award you the spring payout of that scholarship. But you need to have applied and been awarded the scholarship during the application process. So for all of our undergraduate applications, those are due May 1st. For all of our graduate applications, those are due June 1st. And then all your financial need forms for when you're working with your financial aid offices, those are due July 15th. I'm seeing some questions come in through as along with like acceptance letters. So if you don't know where you're going to school yet for American Indian Graduate Center, that's okay. If you are thinking about, I want to go to this school, but I haven't been accepted yet, or I've applied for these 3 schools and I've been accepted to all 3 and I don't know where I'm going to go yet, that is okay. Apply with the institution that you think you're going to go to or you think you're going to get accepted to. And then start doing those financial needs forms for that school. If for some reason you decide to change and you're awarded a scholarship, our team will work with you to make sure that you get all the updated information and we're still able to award you. So especially I know that this is really kind of more to our graduate students. A lot of times they may not know if they've been accepted to a program by June 1st. My biggest kind of advice for them is to put in the program in the school where they want to go, where they think they're going to go. Because again, if you have further questions, you can always reach out to our team. And then let's see here. My last thing is just our comments and contact information. I know we're going to have a section for questions here following all the presentations, but definitely take a screenshot of this. Take a picture of this. This is my email, direct email on here. Follow us on social media. This is where we will put all of our new scholarship opportunities, all of our different program events, all of our different activities, all of our different partnership opportunities will go out on all of our social medias. And so I appreciate you all. Thank you all for coming and sharing space with us. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our next presenter.
Hello, I believe this is AISES' turn next, so I'm going to go ahead and go. Hamadoweka, Dr. Johnny Pula. Hello, my name is Dr. Johnny Pula. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I am a citizen of the Delaware Nation. I'm also Kiowa, Comanche, and Cherokee Apache. I am the Associate Director of Student Success Services with AISES, and my email's there. And I also want to announce that our programs coordinator will be answering questions that we have in the chat as I go along, as I go through the slides. So I'm going to share my screen now, if I can. So we have a short amount of time, but I'm going to try to get through a lot of information tonight. Starting off with our mission of AISES. And if you're not familiar with AISES, AISES is the American Indian Science and Engineering Society. We are a national nonprofit organization focused on substantially increasing the representation of Indigenous peoples of North America and the Pacific Islands in the STEM fields, so science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We also have been around for 44 years, since 1977. And I always remember it because that's when I was born. So I always think I'm old as AISES. But yeah, that's just a bit of our mission. So our mission is to help students in the STEM field. So of course, our scholarships that I'm going to talk about, they are different from the other organizations tonight because our scholarships are focused primarily on the STEM field, STEM majors. We have a couple of exceptions, but primarily they're centered around STEM. So I wanted to first show you our links here. And I believe Brianna will be showing links as well. But yeah, I want to start off with just some general information about our scholarships. First of all, our dates for our scholarships, we changed it this year. We moved it back a little bit. So this year, our scholarships will open, or they have opened on January 31st, and they will close on May 31st, 2021. So it's about 4 months. And like I said, if you've applied with AISES before, you'll notice that the dates have changed. But yeah, some more information about our scholarships. The one big point about our scholarships is that our scholarships go directly to the students. Our students receive their scholarships either directly through their bank, and our scholarships do not go to the institution by check. And oftentimes that happens with other organizations or other scholarships, but our scholarships go directly to the students. Our scholarships are also merit-based. So we don't base it, we don't look at financial information of our students. They're all merit-based scholarships. Our scholarships range anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 a year. And again, like I said, our scholarships are centered around STEM majors because that's our mission. And so these are the majors, some of them here that if you're majoring in these majors that you can qualify for our scholarships. And I want to point out architecture is included in the STEM, and so is our pre-health. I know that's oftentimes a question from our students. So if you're one of those majors there, and all the others that STEM is enveloped around, you are eligible for our scholarships. And we do have freshman scholarships, primarily only for freshmen, and we also have graduate scholarships. And we have a couple of our scholarship programs that are also mentorship programs, and I'll get to those here in a second. So I wanted to go over eligibility of all of our scholarships. So first of all, students, to be eligible for our scholarships, you must be a full-time college student at an accredited 2-year or 4-year college or university. So this also applies to tribal colleges as well. You can be a tribal college or a community college student. Also too, you must, it's not required, but we do have a GPA of 3.0. And tribal citizenship. So this is a big one, and I wanted to go through this carefully because as our mission states, we also support our Pacific Islander brothers and sisters. So I wanted to point out and read this carefully. So applicants must be an enrolled citizen or a descendant of an enrolled citizen of a federal or state recognized American Indian tribe or Alaska Native village, or Native Hawaiian or descendant from a Native Hawaiian, or Pacific Islander or descendant from Pacific Islander, or Indigenous person of Canada. Enrollment documents and or copy of a birth certificate showing descendancy from an enrolled citizen, Indigenous group of Canada, Native Hawaiian, or Pacific Islander are acceptable. Applicant may also instead provide a copy of their CDIB or certificate of degree of Alaska Native blood card. And please note that AISES may not always have scholarships available for non-citizens of the United States. And that's because some of our scholarships are only for US citizens. So even though you may be a First Nations Indigenous person from Canada, you may not be a citizen of the United States, and that could make you ineligible for some of our scholarships. So I wanted to point that out. And I do want to point out again too, that not only do we provide scholarships for federally recognized tribes, but we also provide scholarships for state recognized tribes. Also to our scholarships, in order to be eligible, you must be a member of AISES. And right now membership is free. So for all pre-college and college students, membership is free. And we have, if Bree can provide the link in the chat box, that would be great. I should have put it here. But yeah, so membership is free. So I encourage you, if you haven't done this before, I encourage you to do this because there's a lot of great privileges that come with membership to AISES. It's a great organization. So I want to go ahead and start going through all of our scholarships. And I want to start with this one. This is our 3M scholarship. This scholarship is only available to incoming college freshmen. So if you're a senior now and you're about to graduate, this scholarship would be for you. And another thing about this scholarship, it's open to all STEM degrees. So whether you're biology, physical science, chemistry, engineering, pre-health, architecture, it's open to any of these. And this award is for $2,500 per academic year. And the way we do award our scholarships, the finance part, is it's per semester. So for instance, this one is $2,500 per academic year. That would mean you would get $1,250 for the fall and $1,250 for the spring. And like I said, these would come direct deposit to your student's bank account. We also have our A.T. Anderson Memorial Scholarship. This is open to all students, undergraduate and graduate, and this is also open to any STEM-related degree. So all STEM fields can apply for this one. And this one is separated between undergraduates. So undergraduates get $1,000 per academic year, and graduates get $2,000 per academic year. Next would be our Chevron Scholarship. And again, this is open to undergrad and graduate. This one is more specific in the majors. So in order to receive this scholarship, you have to be computer science, earth science, engineering, which could be chemical, civil, electrical, geological, or geophysical, mechanical, or petroleum, health, environment, and safety, or naval architecture. And this one is $5,000 per academic year. Our largest scholarship would be our Intel Growing the Legacy Scholarship. This one is open to chemistry. There's the majors there: chemistry, chemical engineering, computer science, electrical engineering, electrical and computer engineering, material engineering or science, mechanical engineering, neuroscience, and physics. So this one for our graduate students, and our graduate students can include master's and our PhD students. This is $10,000 per academic year for those graduate students, and $5,000 per academic year for our undergraduate students, which only includes our sophomores, juniors, and seniors, because we have another scholarship here for only incoming freshmen, which is what we call our native next generation students. And that's $5,000 per academic year for them. Also, we have our Aristocrat VGT Scholarship. This one is open to undergrad and graduate students. This one for majors, it's computer science, computer engineering, software development, electrical engineering, finance, human resources, and supply chain. So this one, even though I said it's STEM, most of our scholarships are for STEM, this one has included in it finance and human resources and supply chain. So those are just one of our few exceptions to the STEM rule. This one is $5,000 for the academic year for undergraduate and $10,000 for graduate students. The next one is our Burlington Northern Santa Fe Foundation Scholarship, which we call BNSF. This one is open to only undergraduate students. And this one also contains a few exceptions because we have business, economics, finance, math, technology, supply chain, information systems, communications, computer and information sciences, construction management, construction trades, marketing, engineering, industrial engineering, and agriculture. So this is pretty broad, but I wanted to point out that we still have business, economic, and finance included with this scholarship here. Another thing, this is unique to this scholarship as well, is you must reside in one of these states here. So just make sure when you're applying that to qualify, you must reside in one of those states. Our last one, and this is our newest one, and I wanted to share this one with you because I think this one is a really unique and it offers a lot for this scholarship. So this is our AISES Energy Scholarship and Workforce Development Program. And this one is open to students attending a 2-year college with plans to pursue a STEM degree at a 4-year college. So it's a really nice program. This would be great for our tribal college students out there, or if you're at a community college and you have plans to go into the energy field, which is pretty broad. So this one is a 3,000 academic scholarship, which would provide you 1,500 in the fall, 1,500 in the spring. But also with this scholarship is unique in that it provides scholarships, travel scholarships, and registration to attend our leadership summit, which is a great event, but also our travel scholarship to attend our national conference, which if you've never been to our national conference, they're amazing events. I wish everyone could go, but yeah, so I hopefully when we have scholarships like this, you're able to attend sometime. But this scholarship provides that with it. Another key component of this scholarship is that it provides mentorship facilitations. So when you get the scholarship, you'll be paired with a mentor who's also in the energy field or related field, and they'll be there to help and support you throughout your transition to the four-year degree, but to also help you along the steps towards your until you can graduate. So this is great too. And also too, with this becomes the webinars to help you transition along with that mentorship. So I think this program is great. And from what I hear, we're still looking for students for this. So for all you two-year institution students, please apply to this. This would be great for you. But that's all I had. And I believe we're going to have questions and answers towards the end. So I'll be glad to help you there, or Bree can also help you in the chat, but there's my email also if you need me for anything. I oversee our scholarships for AISES, like I said, so I'd be glad to help you. Thank you. And I think our last person is the Cobell Scholarship. So I'm going to pass this over to them now.
Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Julia Mosconi. I am the Coordinator of Research and Strategic Partnerships here at Indigenous Education, Inc., home of the Cobell Scholarship Program. My colleague Shay Gonzalez is here, and he is going to take over the majority of our presentation, but I'll be here to help answer questions as well. So Shay, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you so much, Julia. And I also want to thank everyone who's joining us here tonight, not only students and parents and faculty members, but also our partners. And I want to thank Unity for moderating this event. I know we're under a time constraint, so I'll try to be quick. And let me go ahead and share my screen right away. Can everyone see my screen? No? Okay. So like Julia said, my name is Shay Gonzalez. I'm a scholarship associate with Indigenous Education Incorporated, home of the Cobell Scholarship Program. Just to go over our mission statement, IEI's mission statement is to provide elevated opportunities for high achieving, community involved Native college students with leadership experience through empowering them with an impactful scholarship experience designed to support their success in higher education. And we take a lot of pride in doing that. So I'd like to thank all of you for being here tonight. Before we can actually talk about our scholarship program, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Miss Eloise Cobell, who is the namesake of our scholarship program. She was a very successful banker and a member of the Blackfeet Nation, whose class action lawsuit and settlement resulted in our scholarship program. I could go on and on about Eloise because she's an amazing individual, but you know, considering our time constraint, I'll just refer you to our website, which is cobellscholar.org. There's a lot of great information about Miss Eloise Cobell and about our organization there. So I would advise you to definitely check that out. So let's get into our scholarship and the services that we provide. So the first thing that I want to touch on is our eligibility requirements. So we we're serving high achieving Native American students. So it is very competitive and it is a lengthy application, but the main thing that you need to know is that you need to be a member of a US federally recognized tribe. You need to be degree seeking at a full-time institution, a nonprofit institution. It's a non-renewable application, meaning that you have to apply every year. And recently, along with AISES, we changed our web portal. So if you're familiar with our scholarship, if you're a past scholar or a new applicant, you're going to have to fill out a new profile, an eligibility form, so that you can qualify for the application. If you have questions about that, we have a lot of great video tutorials about how to apply for that, where to access the scholarship, and that really walks you through all the steps, which is a multi-step application. If you need more information about that, we can answer your questions later, or also direct you to our website and our social media platform. So we provide scholarships from students ranging from vocational degrees all the way up to the graduate level. And as you can see here on the screen, the different amounts and the different dates for these scholarships. Sorry, I lost my place. So right now, the current scholarships that we have open are our undergraduate and our graduate scholarships for the academic year. And those are open from December 15th through March 31st. Now, if you're a vocational student, that application is actually open year round. We do it on a cyclical basis. So it doesn't matter what your start or end date is. If you're eligible for it, we'll be able to fund you regardless of what timeline you're on. And also currently we have our summer scholarships open that are currently open through May 5th. So if you're interested in applying for those, if you want to apply for the undergraduate academic year and the summer scholarship, you're more than welcome to do so. Everything is housed within AISES, which is our online student application system. And AISES, our colleagues, are also on this portal. So you can have all of your information right there within one space and apply for multiple scholarships. And if you need any help or information on how to walk through that process, we'll be happy to help you. Yeah, so I just went over our AISES system. Like I said, it is a new system. So like I said, if you're a returning scholar, you will have to apply again. It is a non-renewable scholarship. So any kind of experience that you've had with us in the past, you're going to have to fill out a new student profile. And you don't necessarily have to create an entirely new application. If you've applied with us before, you can kind of transfer your answers over to that new application so that it's a little bit easier. This is our homepage. As you can see, we have our 2021 and 2022 academic year applications open, as well as our vocational scholarship. And if you scroll down within this page, you'll find all of the relevant information that you're going to be needing to apply for the scholarship. All of our FAQs, as well as all of our links to our social media accounts. We're highly active on social media. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can usually refer to our videos or to our posts in order to get your relevant information. And we really do want to encourage you to contact us directly. We know that sometimes scholars have a hard time asking difficult questions and they might feel uncomfortable or maybe embarrassed about asking us for help. But we pride ourselves on having a connection with you as a student and knowing you on a first name basis. And it really is rewarding as working in a scholarship organization to know who our students are, what their needs are, how we can help them, So any kind of communication that you can have with us, it's greatly appreciated. So I want to urge you to not only start your application early and to take your time, but if you have questions, please let us know, because we're here to help you, and we take a lot of pride in doing so. Here we go. So like I mentioned, our application process is a multi-step. So you're going to have to go in and create a profile, a student profile, which is just your basic information. And then you'll fill out an eligibility form. Now, in terms of our eligibility, you have to be a US federally recognized, you have to be a member of a US federally recognized tribe and attending an accredited nonprofit institution. That kind of gets you through the door. After that, you know, your AISES will match you with the correct, you know, academic opportunity, whether you're vocational or undergraduate or a graduate level student. AISES will do all of that for you. Once you fill out your academic opportunity, and if you're selected for, you know, if you're selected as a finalist, then you'll be required to have a reference and submit that as well. Now, Julia, were you raising your hand? Did you want to add something?
No, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So like I said, we want you to apply early. We understand that our application is lengthy and it's highly competitive. So the last thing that you want to do is to start it a week before or the night before. What we suggest is that you set time aside to work on this application throughout a couple of days or even a week, just so you have enough time to thoroughly answer these questions and get all of your information in there, as well as collecting the proper documents. We do require you to submit a schedule and you know, a transcript if you are selected as a finalist. Don't wait for the deadline. It seems kind of obvious, but you would be surprised by how many students try to apply on the last day. And if you try to do that, there's only so much that we can do to actually help you. So the earlier you start, sorry, I'm like mouthful of marbles tonight. The earlier you start, the better off you are. And like we said, ask us questions. We're available by phone, even though our office staff is kind of limited right now, obviously due to COVID. But we are available by email, and we really do want you to correspond with us via our chat function or via social media, because that's where we find a lot of our students. Read all instructions, respond to reminders. That seems kind of obvious, but we do send out a lot of reminders, and we want you to pay attention to those, because the last thing that we want is for any students to miss out on opportunities because they weren't checking their emails. So when you sign up for the Cobell Scholarship, make sure that you're using an active email account. Don't sign up with like your Hotmail from high school or something like that. Use something that you frequently check, because that's where we send all of our correspondence through, as well as our social media accounts. Check status and emails often. I think I pretty much went through it. Julia, is there anything, did I miss anything? Is there anything you want to add?
No, this is all really great. Like Shay said, please contact us if you have any questions whatsoever, and just about everything can be found on our website. Similar to our partners, we have FAQs, and like Shay said, that we have our chat function as well. I've been going through and answering some of the questions in the chat, but if there's nothing else, we do have, Shay, do we have the social media slide up as well? I highly recommend that everyone go ahead and follow us on social media. It actually is our 5-year anniversary this week. So we've been doing a very exciting campaign to celebrate the last 5 years. And we like to think that some of the things that we've posted this week could be helpful to you in your scholarship application process. One quick thing we did start 2 years ago, it actually kind of happened serendipitously by a misspelling of the word Indigenous. And like you saw on the previous slide, it turned into a campaign called Indigenious. It is a platform in which not just our students, but all students can see themselves represented in a positive and energetic and exciting manner, celebrating your indigeneity and beyond. So if you want to get more information on that and our scholarships, head to cobellscholar.org and our social media as well. And we actually just got a TikTok, so go ahead and check us out there. And with that, I think we will turn it over to Unity and answer some questions here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Julia.
I believe you're still screen sharing.
Yeah, let me log out of that real quick. Stop sharing. Thank you, guys.
I'm going to bring up everybody in a gallery view. Hopefully everybody can see if everybody wants to turn on their cameras. My name is Joshua So. I work with Unity, and we definitely wanted to bring a lot of information to as many students as possible. We had well over 1,000 people register for this event in the evening, and we chose to do it in the evening because we figured that that would be the best time for students to, I guess, be less busy and get as much information as they can, because we know during the daytime hours, everybody is busy, and college students in general are just busy, whether they're working, studying, going to school, or doing some project for their communities. We know that we work with, as Unity, we know that a lot of students can be busy. We work with Native youth all around the country. And earlier, you heard from our director, Mary Kim Sitla, who is our executive director. Unity is everywhere. And she also mentioned that Unity has 2 scholarships that we also give away at our national conference. We do plan on hosting our national conference this summer. Last year, we actually canceled our main event because of COVID. And mostly, you know, we want everybody to stay safe. And we do believe that this event will probably be a hybrid, both in person as well as virtual. But we have 2 scholarships. One is the Mill Purvis Scholarship, and the other is the Golda Cook. So definitely be on the lookout. You can look for Unity's email. We'll actually send you out an email afterwards. I know a lot of people are asking for the recording. There definitely was a lot of information that was given out. And for those that are asking, we will put the recording on Unity's YouTube channel. Just YouTube search our organization's name and you should be able to find it in all our recent videos. So as for questions, we have a ton of questions, and I actually was messaging our panelists. I don't know where to start for some of these. A lot of them are specific scholarships, and I know that each of the scholarships are a little bit different. But let's see. Is there any main question? I should ask that. Is there a big common question that any of our panelists did see? I know that a lot of people did ask about if you don't know what school you go to just yet, will that affect your eligibility for a scholarship? I don't know if everybody can answer that quickly.
Yeah, I think across all 4 organizations that we all are very on the same page about that. If you are not quite sure yet, go ahead and place your number 1, either school or major or whatever it might be, and then just contact the respective scholarship organization should that change.
Yeah.
Josh, there was one question that I kind of saw earlier on that I addressed in the chat, but wanted to make sure I addressed here too.
Okay.
So all of us here, while we are partners, are separate organizations. And so we all do have separate applications. So if you apply to the college fund, that doesn't mean that you're applying to AIGCs or COBELs or AISES scholarships as well. So you do need to make sure that you or your student is going and applying for all of our different organizations. We partner a lot. You see us a lot together at these different venues, but we are separate organizations that have separate application processes. So I just wanted to make sure that that was kind of understood, because I saw that question kind of come in a few times.
Yeah, that definitely was a big common question. And I think that was one of the harder questions to answer. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I was going to jump on that real quick. And Dr. Pulak, correct me if I'm wrong or mistaken, but I believe that as of this transition, AISES and COBEL will be combined in the new application portal.
Yes, so for AISES and COBEL, the general application profile, it's kind of shared. So once you fill out your general application profile, then it will match you with either a COBEL scholarship or an AISES scholarship, what you qualify for. So the general application profile is the same for COBEL and AISES, but that's the only thing that would be the same. And then from there, it's separated.
And you could very well be eligible for all of the above.
Yeah, for both. Yeah, you could be eligible for COBEL and AISES opportunities, depending on how you respond to that eligibility form. So yeah, it really is a convenient place for you to apply for multiple scholarships. And we're very happy to have Dr. Johnny Pula and AISES, within our portal. And so it's going to be a good deal.
Okay. Oh man, there's so many questions.
I did see another one earlier on that kind of keeps popping up about major specific applications or opportunities. I believe, and I don't want to speak for other organizations, I know that COBEL is accepting of all majors. We do not have any specific regulations set for that. Could the other organizations just quick chat if they have very specific or if they're pretty generic?
Of course, AISES is, like I said, STEM, very STEM related, specific.
Ours are generic. We have some programs that are focused in certain areas, but again, we have a number of different programs. So I've seen questions about physical therapy, about nursing, about education. We have programs that fit all of those different backgrounds. So it's just going to our website and looking through our scholarships. And my best general key of thumb is if it doesn't specify there's a specific major, it's open for anybody. So we're very conscious about if it's a specific major, we'll put on there specifically for these majors. If it doesn't say that, then it's open for any major at all. This is physics. For us, physics does count as a STEM. I don't know if that counts for AISES, but we do consider that STEM.
In College Fund, it's the same thing. We have so many opportunities in so many different areas. There aren't really any limits as far as majors or things of that nature. So the most important thing is to state what fields you're going into and all of that in your application so you can be best matched to those opportunities.
I did see another good question, and this might apply for everybody. I guess how do I frame this or reframe this question? But is there exemptions or leniency for students that are having a hard time working with the tribal services in regards to their education programs and whatnot, because due to COVID? Because we do know that a lot of tribal departments and they're either shut down or they're having trouble. They're just kind of on the slow side, especially during this pandemic. Will that affect students during this time?
I mean, I would, to speak on our behalf for the COBEL Scholarship, it can definitely put a halt on your application process, but that doesn't mean that we're not willing to cooperate or make compromises with your specific tribal nations. We understand that some tribal nations only use paper forms, so we're accommodating to that. And if they're shut down because of COVID, we understand the situation, and we will make accommodations to accommodate those students. So, you know, it is on a case-by-case basis, but just because, you know, your tribal office might be shut down doesn't discourage you from applying. We always want you to apply no matter what. And you know, whatever we can do to make that process easier for you, we will try to do that. So we understand it's difficult, but we will meet you halfway for sure.
Yeah. Same with AIGC. If you're going through and you're having difficulty or your travel office is closed, make sure to reach out to our office and we will be able to work with you. But again, that's on a case-by-case basis.
I would say the same for the college fund. We only require actual physical copies of your member ID or your certificate of Indian blood or whatever it is that you have, plus the birth certificate. But I would say, just like the other representatives, our customer service, our staff are always working with students. If they have a specific thing that they need to have covered or a form or something of that nature, they're always available. And I wouldn't hesitate to reach out to any of our organizations with your questions, because we have a lot of, you know, general information on our websites about application FAQs and things of that nature, but we're always available to answer your questions.
Okay. And
I also think, I think I saw American Indian Graduate Center, or maybe American Indian College Fund was May 1st. And so you have like almost 3 months. I say start, when someone said start early, like you can start working with your tribes now and have those documents.
Absolutely.
yeah. And if you're from Navajo Nation, it's now is not early enough, man. Funny story.
I'm not going to confirm or deny that comment, Josh, but I'm just...
takes a while. I'm not gonna lie. After I graduated ASU, I still got a denial letter for a scholarship. Now that was funny. I was like, "Wait, what? I'm not even in school anymore." But as college students, it definitely is a good idea to definitely lay out all of your deadlines and start working on them. And that could also go for your exam dates and assignments. That way you can see what's coming up and not trying to go from week to week or day to day. I mean, as college students, the reason why people hire those that have graduated is because it's not just about going to school and getting a good grade or just doing the class assignments that a professor gives you. Being a college student is a lifestyle. It's finding your resources and finding solutions to everyday problems and everything. And that's why I believe employers hire graduates, because of those little things on being a problem solver and being solution oriented and whatnot. So I know that we tried to keep this to an hour. We said that we would go 15, 20 minutes. Let me see. We will try and put, right before we end, the websites all together. Hopefully we can put them in one last time. I know we put them in a bunch of times. Is there any last main questions that you guys feel is important? I'm definitely trying to read fast while the chat box is moving.
One question that I wanted to answer was that someone asked, are there any scholarships for parents? And I know that when you talk about college and college going, a lot of times you're thinking about high school students, but most of our students are non-traditional. They're parents, they're working, they're coming back to their careers, all those types of things. So when we say student, we're not talking about always a high school senior or maybe a traditional student. I'm sure that's the case for all of our partners too. So don't feel limited in applying for scholarships if you're wanting to go back to school, or you're wanting to go to school for the first time, or maybe you're attending, you know, like for our tribal college network, they have great vocational and technical programs too. Apply, you know, or reach out to us and ask specifically about what requirements are, and we'll be happy to help you.
Yeah. And for college students, you know, it's no secret that obviously you might not land every single scholarship. We wish we could, you know, but it definitely hurts to apply anyway, you know, and
have to
definitely ask
apply.
questions. So, what was that?
No, you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, I have to
You
put
have to
yourself out there.
apply. Like no matter whether you think you're gonna receive the scholarship or not,
Hmm.
if you're not doing the work, then there's no point to it. So we encourage everybody, apply for everything,
You just
everything
might,
under the
you
sun.
might just land a scholarship.
Just
Yep.
do it.
I agree with Shay. And also too, I think I saw a question about this. Someone can apply to all 4 of our organizations and get scholarships from all of them. Like
Absolutely.
there's
Yeah.
no limit to what you can apply for and what you can receive. So we're all separate and we all award separately. So someone could get every one of us, every one of our scholarships.
It goes back to that saying, you know, you miss all the shots you don't take. Just take the shots and maybe you land that Moneyball shot, you know.
You're on mute, Corey.
Corey, you're on mute.
I know, there we go. With that,
You're still on mute. I'm just kidding.
boy, I'm gonna come to Arizona real quick here in a bit. Even with that, I can't speak for the rest of the organizations, but with AIGC, most of our scholarships are stackable. So that means that you are eligible to get more than 1 scholarship from us. The only programs that aren't stackable on our end are any of our BIE programs. But besides that, even within us, that's why we have different applications. So for instance, you could receive the Golden Cook from Unity, and we actually have some of our scholars who receive Golden Cook and receive one of our other scholarship programs. So, you know, I'm not sure, I can't speak for the rest of our partners here, but at least from the AIGC side, you know, you're not just limited to one, but I agree with what Shay said. Put yourself out there, apply, because I know plenty of scholars who have been funded by multiple, if not all of the represented organizations here, either at the same time or at one point in time, so.
Yes. All right. Is there any last questions? I think that you guys specifically want to answer. I know that there's a ton.
Just real quick, Josh.
What's that?
So I got a question for the Cobell Scholarship. It says, when reapplying, am I going to have to do all of the essay questions again, or does it consist of just updating my past application? So because we are working with a new web platform, you will have to fill out all of those questions again. But if your answers are still representative of who you are as a scholar and who you are as a person, if you need to copy and paste your answers from the last application, you're more than welcome to do so. But in terms of, we have a question about Eloise Cobell specifically. So if you're a returning scholar, we do expect you to like elaborate and to expand on that conversation about Eloise and her accomplishments. But in terms of like, you know, what are your academic goals, or what, like, you know, what are your plans for the future? If those haven't changed, then you don't have to write out an entirely new answer for that. If you want to copy and paste your answers into a Word document and then transfer those over to the new application, you're more than welcome to do so. And we're not going to discount or, you know, judge you for anything that we've seen before. Just so long as you're being authentic to yourself and to your educational goals. If those goals are still the same, then by all means, use your previous work. And you know, we're not going to shame you for that, or, you know, be discriminatory for that.
However, I would add to that, Shay, just real quickly, Josh. We do tend to have the same reviewers come back from year to year. So while the possibility of the same reviewers getting your applications 2 years in a row is pretty slim, it could happen.
Sure.
And
yeah,
it might be the case where the reviewer says, I read this last year, and that might impact their scoring. Not to say that it's, like Shay said, it's by no means going to hurt you in any way. Just know that that might become a flag for reviewers because they are asked to score it holistically.
That's a good point, Julia. Thank you.
I did have one more question I think that we all could answer before we finish up is, will somebody actually message us a couple of times or multiple is, will we have the PowerPoints available maybe in a PDF to accompany a follow-up email to provide to our participants that we're watching today? I know that we kind of blazed through a lot of information in 1 hour.
I know for Cobell that all of the information we provided is on our website.
Okay.
So I would recommend people checking that out and contacting us specifically if they have questions.
I agree.
For us as well, all that information is there. We'll be sending out our presentation deck to all the registrants for the event.
Save all the information's on our website, and I'll also be sending a PDF of our presentation deck to all the registrants today.
We're the same. Everything's pretty much from our website, but yeah, I can send out the slides as well.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, it's 20 past the hour. I definitely know that we all have our lives to get back to and dinner for some of us. But I want to thank you guys all for being on here. I know a lot of the students that were watching probably definitely enjoyed it. We had a lot of registration this year compared to last year. So that was a big plus. And we will definitely make the video available as soon as possible. I'm hoping I can have it uploaded by tomorrow. I have to download it, maybe edit, and then I'll have it uploaded to Unity Inc.'s YouTube channel. So Unity Inc. stands for United National Intertribal Youth. Google search it. You can probably just put Unique, you'll find it. Or put it in the search box in YouTube and you should be able to find it. It'll be one of the first videos that pop up. So I hope to have it up tomorrow, and we will definitely send out some information in the coming days. We definitely want to get that out to you guys and be early on those deadlines and everything. So thank you, and have a good evening. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye all. Thank you.
Bye.